Never thought love at first sight could feel so real. They'll never know this love and how it feels. I never thought love at first sight could feel so real.
Michael McCann here, a Senior Manager in the Product Marketing Department at GoTo. Today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the hot off the press new data we have back in the 2023 GoTo IT Priorities Report. So this is learnings from over 1,000 small and mid-sized businesses, IT decision makers. So yeah, let's jump right in. What I'm going to go through today is going to be a look into our brand new research. We've got the top IT buyer priorities for 2023. We've got a glimpse into looking at the different sizes, the different nuances between the different company sizes. And of course, we want to showcase a little bit on, what's the role of the partners and what's some of the feedback we've got from some of the respondents. As I mentioned, we asked over 1,000 IT decision maker what's top of mind. Over 23 industries are represented, over 8 countries. The majority of respondents did come from North America. And the way we kind of did the criteria is we wanted to look at businesses with sub 1,000 employees. We did all of this in partnership with a very, very reputable analyst house called Frost & Sullivan, which some of you might be familiar with. And then just, some keywords we've highlighted, turned up. Easier IT, cost saving, what's the partner's role, and then of course customer experience and customer engagement as well. There's some of the keywords that I think have come up a bit. I think before I go into the main 5 or 6 learnings that I wanted to pull, from the big report that we've just done, I just wanted to set the scene a little bit, right? I just wanted to showcase what are these technology buyers' main objectives in 2023. So number 1, maybe no surprise, growing revenue. Now, interestingly, 83% of the organizations surveyed actually intend to achieve this revenue growth by acquiring more customers, right? So they're not trying to upsell or cross-sell into their installed base. They're not trying to increase costs. They actually want to acquire new customers. Number 2, they want to improve operational efficiencies. And 3 and 4, you're going to see come up a lot in the 5 or 6 learnings that I'm showcasing today. Reducing costs, and they really want to increase customer satisfaction. So again, over 1,000 respondents, these are their main objectives for 2023. As I mentioned, I kind of want to go into 5 or 6 key learnings and go a little bit deeper than just maybe the surface level learnings for you all today. So let's start with today's work models and why. When we asked, and again, I don't think I mentioned this at the start of the presentation, but we actually ran this study in 2022 as well. So we have some really good data to compare and contrast and see some of the shifts in mindset and behaviors from these small and mid-sized enterprises. So look, when we asked this question in 2022, what option best describes your current work model? You had hybrid at 54%, remote at 27%, and work from office at 19%. Fast forward to 2023, we can see hybrid has roughly stayed the same, but work from office has really increased, and it's really been, taking the share from remote work. So work from office is up to 36%. However, I touched on this before, when we look at the different company sizes and some of the different nuances, we can actually see that when you look at sub 50 employees, actually in office is the most common work model with 45%, and then hybrid working coming just behind at 42%. So it is important to note, of course, a company with 50 or 60 employees is going to have a different work model, different pain points, different objectives, different budgets than a company with, say, 960 employees. So again, that's what we've kind of done in this research. What we're able to do is segment the different company sizes to understand what are some of the nuances. Okay, so that's the current work models. But we wanted to ask, well, when are you next planning to review it? So on average, in the next 6 months will be when most businesses will actually, or the majority of businesses will actually look at the work model, reassess, is it right, is it working? 42% of those respondents actually will have this completed before the 6-month mark. I mentioned we did a study last year. This is actually down from 56% the year before. So I guess businesses are feeling more comfortable in the current work model they have. They are still reviewing, they are still revising, but as you can see from that stat, a little bit of a longer period of time before they're actually going to do so. And then when we ask, well, look, what is the reason? Why are you choosing this work model? Why does this work for you? Now, interestingly, whether it's in office, whether it's remote, or whether it's hybrid, the number one reason why that work model was chosen for that company is higher employee productivity, right? So across the board, that is why they think that the work model is right for them. The other ones that followed after higher employee productivity were employees' preferences. They felt like it's going to increase staff retention, and a lot of instances they felt like, well, look, this work model is market standard. Okay, so moving on. So learning number 2, reducing the burden on IT. So this came up a lot in last year's study as well, and maybe no surprise it has done in this year's study. So 2/3 of businesses have actually seen an increase in IT workload. This is mainly coming from those employee sizes with 250 plus. So as you can see on this slide, 65% of businesses said that their IT workload has increased in 2022. Well, then we wanted to ask, well, what's caused this increase? So again, when you're speaking to businesses and you're looking at what pain points and what they're trying to solve for, they simply have more tasks to perform. There's more challenges related to remote work, and they feel like they're under increased pressure. We also asked, and I don't have this on the slide, but I think it's still worth sharing. We also asked, well, look, where's your time being wasted? Where is IT's time being spent poorly? And again, they said supporting employees who work remotely and hybridly. They feel like they're wasting a lot of time on phone and chat with customer support. And they're also troubleshooting issues with employees that they feel like could have been solved with better onboarding and better documentation. So again, there's some of the learnings and findings of what's causing this IT workload. Okay, so there's an IT workload. Great. Is this something you're seeking to solve for? So we asked of the respondents, how important is reducing the IT burden when you're selecting new software? And 92% of all respondents said that that's something they're aiming to do, that that's high on their list of priorities. Again, just a little nuance we're showcasing. Again, it's high across the board in the 90%, but when you look at sub 50 employees, only 29% said it was significantly higher on their list of priorities versus 250 plus, where it's actually 54% say it's significantly higher. So still high priority for all businesses from 1 to 1,000 employees, but you can see how for those bigger businesses, it's just of more importance. It's higher up on their priority list. And then learning number 3, consolidation. So again, we wanted to ask the respondents, what is the importance of consolidation whenever you're, considering looking at your UCC tools? Like, how important is this for you? And again, 83% of respondents said that this is important when they're looking at their UCC tools. We then wanted to ask, well, look, what's the status? Where are you at in this journey? And we can see that 23% have actually completed their consolidation journey, 46% are in progress, and another 24% say they actually have a plan for 2023. So only 7% of respondents that we're speaking to have either completed, in progress, or planned for this year, which is obviously a very, very low number. So of course, for most respondents, this is top of mind and this is what they're focusing on. We then wanted to know, well, look, why are you considering consolidation? Why is this such a big priority for you? And again, maybe no surprises here, but it's good to just have a nice chart to showcase it and showcase where they're focusing on. So they feel like the top reasons are they want to increase employee productivity, they want to reduce the burden on IT, they feel like there's significant cost savings they can get from this, and then it's user preference. And I think this makes a lot of sense. You have fewer tools to use, manage, and pay for, all while your staff and colleagues, they have a clear preference for something that's easy to use and that they're already familiar with. So again, that's some of the top reasons for consolidation. Another question we wanted to find out more about is that, consolidation doesn't always have to happen when you're moving company. This could be something if your current provider has the solutions in place, is able to consolidate and unify some of their solutions with one vendor, then that's possible too, of course. So we wanted to figure out, our key learning is, should I stay or should I go? So we asked, are you planning to change any of your current vendors to reduce costs in 2023? We have 15% that said no, don't know, 44% said no, and then 41% said yes. They are looking to change vendors in 2023 to avail of some cost savings. We then wanted to know, well, what is the selection criteria? So you're looking for new vendors, right? You're looking to change vendors. What is some of the top criteria for you when you're doing so? And even though I've got my chart upside down, number 1 was actually value for money. Number 2, ease of IT admin. Number 3, performance and reliability. Number 4, improve employee productivity, which again has come up so much in this report. And then ease the burden of IT. So again, when you're speaking to businesses and they are considering, what new vendors they're looking for. Either this is something they're looking to solve for, they're looking for advice on, or maybe this is something you can advise them on, that this is what other people are seeking when they're looking for new vendors as well. And then next up, okay, so not everyone's leaving. Obviously, some enterprises are, of course, going to stay loyal to their customers. And when we ask, well, why are you staying loyal? The top 3 reasons were reliability, trust, and ease of use. But they're not just blindly staying loyal. They are still seeking to take actions. They are still looking to make cost savings, increase productivity, etc. So I'll go through, we asked them, what actions are you taking? They're looking to seek new tools and solutions with them. So again, more tools, more solutions under the same vendor. They're looking to obtain savings through unifying those tools with that same vendor. They're looking to remove the tech and tools that just are no longer vital to their business. And then interestingly, some businesses are taking different approaches. Some are looking for short-term contracts whereby their financial commitment is minimized. Whereas other businesses are actually looking for longer term contracts whereby they feel like there's maybe more savings that they can avail of with that longer contract, right? So these are some of the actions that those businesses that are staying loyal are looking to take. And then learning number 5, enter the era of the customer. And this was a really, really key theme that came out throughout all of the research that we have done. And again, this is just a very condensed snippet of some of those learnings, and it makes sense. 2021 and 2022 was figuring out internally the best work model, how to set up hybrid, how to make sure your staff and colleagues are being productive. 2023 really seems to be the year where a lot of businesses are focusing on customer investment, improving customer satisfaction, and making those investments towards that part of the business as well. And so when we kind of, again, split the different company sizes, we can see that, for sub 50 employees or 250 plus, when we asked, how much of an increase have you seen in your customer experience tech spend, only 7% said significantly higher for sub 50, whereas 32% said it was significantly higher for those businesses with over 250 employees. Somewhat higher, stayed somewhat the same. And then when we look at the different results, again, when asking them about their performance, we can see that high customer satisfaction levels, they get 54% for sub 50, 72% for 250 plus. Quite a stark contrast on the next one. So when we ask, are you very satisfied with your customer insights? Again, only 18% of sub 50 employees said, yes, we're very satisfied, whereas 47% for 250 plus said they were very satisfied. And then we want to know, well, look, where are you on your journey for these planned CX tech upgrades? Like how much has been implemented? And again, only 21% has been said they have implemented it for sub 50, whereas nearly double, 38% for 250 plus. So we can start seeing how some of these bigger businesses have been investing that little bit more, and they're starting to see the payoff on their CX tech investment. And then finally on this one, we wanted to find out, we asked, do you sub 1,000 employees believe that the market has the right CX tools and solutions designed for you, designed for your needs, your size of business, your budget, your resources, etc.? And the majority said they didn't believe there was the right tools for them. And maybe then that's no surprise that there's actually 34% of businesses that are using 3 or more customer communication tools to obviously communicate with their customers. That's a very, very high number of businesses with 3 or more customer communication solutions. We then asked, well, look, you're planning on making these CX improvements. Why are you doing it? What's the payoff? What are you hoping to get from it? So again, chart upside down, but improve the quality of our comms, 31%, improve speed of response, improve internal processes. They want feedback-based improvements, or they want to make improvements based on feedback, and they obviously want to collect better customer data. So they're the top 5 reasons why businesses, again, are investing in CX. And hopefully there's some learnings for people in the audience to kind of take away. And when you are speaking to some of your businesses and customers, showcasing where the level of investment is, if that's not something they have done, and what the payoff would be. And then finally, just showcasing some of the main channels that are planned to be added in 2023. You've got WhatsApp, Instagram, and then it's Facebook. I think it's called Business Manager as well. And then finally, very last learning, the role of the partner. Again, just a short snippet from the research itself. But we found that more businesses are actually relying on partners to find, select, implement, and maintain their IT solutions. So 58% of businesses use partners more in 2022 than the year before. 38% said they actually used around the same amount, and only 4% of all those respondents said they use partners less than they did the year previously. We then, of course, want to ask, well, look, what are the main benefits of using a partner? And yeah, here's the list. So trusted advice for our business needs at 49%, maintain software once operational. They want help with the deployment process. They need help understanding the pricing and cost implications for long-term value. And then, of course, they want knowledge on the ideal vendor shortlist, who they should be considering based on their needs. And then very finally, we wanted to understand, well, what's the balance? When do you go to partner? When do you go to direct? And how does this change for the different company sizes? So again, we can see when we ask, do you go to partner? Do you go direct? Again, partner was coming out at 44%. When they go direct to the solution provider, 27%, the same amount, 27%. They say we use both, right? We use whatever is applicable for that solution, and 2% don't know. And then you can see the breakdown for the different company sizes, right? Whether it's sub 50 or only 28% are using partners primarily. But then again, when you look at 250 plus, it jumps up to 54%. So again, some of the different nuances we've pulled out in this research itself. And yeah, I just wanted to flag, like, we've got other blogs, we've got infographics, there'll be other reports coming off the back of this research. As I mentioned, this is hot off the press. We've just released this at the tail end of Q1 and shared some of our findings at Enterprise Connect recently. So yeah, just to conclude, right, just to kind of create a story or summary of some of the learnings that we've kind of showcased, today's work models are still a mix of in-office, hybrid, and remote. But all business models and their staff are really trying to be as productive as possible. And often this actually falls on IT, and the tech they deploy is what's actually going to enable it. So look, that's a short snippet on some of the findings. If you do want to find out any more or get your hands on this or infographics or blogs or anything else that we have produced off the back of this research, please do reach out to your partner managers. And yeah, I really, really thank you for your time today, allowing me to go through some of the findings here.